Hi nerds and welcome to NerdRage Reviews. I apologise that the last time I put this video up, my voice wasn't included. Well, I fixed the technical issues behind that and I'm doing a re-upload and a re-recording of it. So here we are looking at Assassin's Creed Syndicate. And a little bit of history while it's loading. I wasn't a massive fan of the Assassin's Creed games. I mean, I played the first 15 minutes of Assassin's Creed and I was asleep. Like, literally full-on snoring like a buzzsaw asleep. So I never touched the games until Black Flag. Because who doesn't want to be a frickin' ninja pirate? I mean, come on now. So I played Black Flag and I really enjoyed it. Still really enjoy playing it. And then when Syndicate was coming out, I was actually working at a game shop when it was announced and when it was going to be released. So the moment it was released, I was just like, yeah, frickin' bring it. I want to see what this is like. So I decided to pick it up, and I don't actually have any regrets about picking this up. This game is incredible. The graphics are absolutely amazing. The gameplay is like any other Assassin's Creed game. It's a little bit smoother than what I have played, so they have been making it slightly better for everybody. The customization is great. You can put outfits on people and change their colors, things like that. The crafting system for your gauntlets and your weapons is pretty fun. Oh no, that's the e-store, guys. So yeah, like when you want to craft a gauntlet or a weapon, it's really simple. As long as you've got that blueprint unlocked, it's really simple. You just select it and craft. I am currently running around with the Legendary Assassin's Gauntlet and the Mars. Those are the two best ones you can pick up. It's the same with the world's greatest cane sword. It's the best cane sword you can get, and the Legendary Assassin's Kukri is the best Kukri. Now, the way that they've done the combat is there's 3 different ways you can do this. If you want to be up close and personal but not kill, then you go with knuckle dusters. If you want a mix of stun ability and lethality, then you go with cane swords, because the cane swords can really like either knock someone out or absolutely kick someone's ass. So it's one of those kind of things that makes it interesting to play around with. And if you want just sheer lethality, then you go with the Kukri. Those things just murder people so incredibly quickly. It is unbelievable. I tend to go for the cane swords because they are stylish as hell. So that's what I use. Oh, right, it's right there. I'm looking right at it. Then there's also your gauntlets. Now, your gauntlets are pretty simple. That's where your hidden blades are. And a few other items that you might use. So that is kind of handy to have. It's kind of handy to have the best one because it does make your stealth kills a lot easier. and a lot more frequent, especially on higher level enemies. One of the interesting things they've done with the Assassin's Creed Syndicate storyline is they have introduced how can I put this? They've introduced an interesting system when it comes to your people. So there we go. So when you are actually doing like needing information, then you've got orphans for that. Because back in those days, that's what the orphans were basically used for. They were used for information. Because nobody saw, well, they saw the orphans, but nobody dealt with them because, you know, who wants to deal with a filthy orphan? You know? That was basically the mentality of it all. So the more you help out the orphans, the more they help you. Like, if you see one around, they'll give you items and things like that. You've also got allies like the police. If you can actually help the police out, and that does come in handy a lot of the time. And so does the base of operations. Now, your base of operations this time is actually moving. Where is it this time? There it is. It's a train. You can actually upgrade your train to look fancy, which I've done. So I have fancy train. You also collect things from it, so you actually have a daily resource that you can pick up, which I will show you what influences that in just a moment, because this ties into the next part of this review, which is the gang system. So because you are playing twins, there are two different ways of playing. If you're Evie, then your main route is your standard Assassin's Creed stealthy ninja like approach to things. However, if you're Jacob, he's more of a brawler. He is built to just start brawls in the middle of the street. So a lot of his passives, a lot of his abilities are all to do with street brawling.
Looking lovely today, Evie.
Oh, my income chest is empty. So yeah, when you are ready to, or when it tells you that things are ready to pick up, there's your chest that you pick up from. If I just jump off the, actually no, if I did this, right, here you go. So this is my train. You actually acquire this train, but the more you put into it, the prettier it gets. So this is the prettiest it gets, and it is a very, very pretty train, especially if you like trains. I'm not really a train person, but you know, it suits me just fine. In this train, you have your own store that you can stock up on your items. You have your own, you have your access to your gear and your weapons, which are brilliant because each weapon is actually pretty unique. Like, it's got its own design, it's got its own colours, it's got its own pattern, things like that. Oh, I forgot I could, there we go. So, yeah, you can easily access whatever it is you need to. There's also a few extra bits as well, such as, just turn off my hand vision, you've got souvenirs that you can find randomly. I haven't got all of them. I've only got about 80% of the game complete, 84% of the game complete. And then you've got your assassination board, which which is all you've seen all the boroughs. In Assassin's Creed Syndicate, we have boroughs, and each borough is named and highlighted in the white barrier. Now, I will say this, there is a slight glitch where once you have done the third assassin target, it will, if you do it in a row, if you do it in order as well, if you actually do it in order, you have an invitation sent to you, which allows you to basically skip 90% of the storyline, which is slightly ridiculous. So it is one of the souvenirs I found when I can see it. So there you go. It's just something that you can look at. Now, here's the other thing that is quite interesting. The gang. So you start up a gang called the Rooks, and as you upgrade them, you can actually get items, and part of the Rooks are the little Rooks, which are the orphans. So rather than them not being able to take care of themselves, the Rooks actually take them in, and as a favour, the little Rooks will actually steal things like money and items and things like that and give them to you. You can also invest in businesses, which increases your safe capacity and how much coinage you get every 30 minutes. So I get, there you go, I get £1,000 every 30 minutes. Now in London times back then, I would be extremely rich with £13,854. I would be bloody richer than the Queen at this point in time, because that equates to round about over £1 billion. Back then, our money really, really went a lot further back then. So having 1,300, nearly £1,400, I would have been, £14,000. I would have been a very, very rich person. Like, I could have bought anything and anyone. But, so that doesn't really equate easily, unfortunately. That was another thing I found with the game is everything is in pounds. It's not in pence. It's not in any of the old currency. It is literally pounds. So to buy things is actually really expensive, which is ridiculous. I can see why they've done it in just straight pounds, because it's simple. But a lot of the things that you actually buy would not be worth £1 and up. Unless it was like precious metals and furs, then you're talking pounds, It is very easy to switch between Jacob and Evie. You can either do it on the train, or you can do it on your menu. You can just I can't switch while I'm actually on the train, so let's just leave the train. Whee! Leave the train. Step away from it. I can just switch straight away. It's very simple and very elegant. It's actually one of the best. Oh, pardon me. One of the best things that I've actually seen. Like, character switching things I've seen in a long time. I've not seen the ability to switch characters so fast. Now, if you haven't played Assassin's Creed Syndicate, you're probably wondering what this recruit thing is. I can actually get the Rooks to follow me around. And if I come across, here we go. I'll tell you what. Let's just get these guys going.
Be on your guard.
And I'm gonna have them fight him. So there we go. Like that. So you can actually command your people to don't run me over, thank you, to fight for you, and they will.
I have a job for you.
You won't need to.
And you can recruit up to 5 people. So as you can see, I've got a little bar that says that's got a like a gentlemanly figure around it, and then it's got 5 little segments that will.
Just a moment.
That basically tells you how many that you've got. You can disband it and tell them to wait, or you can go grab some more. It's just little things like that that kind of make up for some of the game's mistakes, because there are a few, unfortunately. However, all in all, I give this an 8 out of 10. It is a fantastic game. They've really sort of thought about how old London looked and felt, and it's got that feeling. It's very crowded. It's full of thugs and orphans and shit everywhere. Excuse my language, but literally there is crap everywhere. It's on the floors, it's in the river. You know, the river isn't actually a clear river like it still isn't today, but the River Thames is just brown to kind of indicate how grubby their sewage systems were back then. So they've really put quite a bit of thought into where things go, how things were, the kind of dress sense, especially with Evie's outfits. This is another thing that I really actually enjoyed, is Evie's outfits. Like, she's got a few. My favourite is the one that I'm wearing at the minute, which is called the Nightshade Cloak. Then you've got a few others you can find, or you can buy them. But either way, my favourite is definitely that one, because it's just so pretty. And again, with the capes, with Jacob, he has coats and belts. So if I just go over to him, go to his inventory, hold on, go to his inventory. So he has outfits, he has coats. The only one I can't get is that one, because I'm not a member of the Ubisoft club, because it's rubbish. Like, I just don't see the point in it. This is the coat he's actually wearing on the cover. It's pretty nice. I do like the Maximum Dracula. That one you get you can get quite easily. And then his attachment is his belt. So it's quite interesting what you can like put to him, and then you can change the colour of his coat. Obviously, it changes the coat and his waistcoat and his little sash that he's got going on. So, like I said, I give this an absolute 8 out of 10. It would have been a 10 if it wasn't so, if there weren't issues with it. Like I said, there's a couple of issues that, the currency, and there's a few. How can I put this? There's a few issues with how clunky it can be when you're climbing. I mean, when you're climbing, it's not so bad, but as long as you actually, once you get used to it, it's not so bad. But it can get annoying if you're not used to how the Assassin's Creed games work. Great, he didn't give me what I wanted because I bumped into him. I was moving too fast. So yeah, Sorry, this was quite a long review. There was quite a lot to look at and show you with Assassin's Creed Syndicate, but I hope you take this review positively. And if you are, if you haven't played this game, or if you've played if you haven't played any Assassin's Creed game, I suggest playing either this or Black Flag, because they will actually get you into the series better than the originals. So I'm going to leave it there, and stay tuned, because later on I'm going to do a first impression of Mass Effect Andromeda, which is going to be, both of these are going to be uploaded onto YouTube tonight, as part of like a little double feature. So I will see you later. Bye for now.